Well, it's not just this week, David. I mean, Jenin is perhaps the main hotbed of Palestinian militant activity in the West Bank. At least this has been the case in recent years. And this is the second arrest raid in a row, 2 days in a row. The previous one was in the middle of the night. This one was during daytime, which is a little unusual. And as you said, this comes amid heightened tensions in the West Bank following last week's operation, also in broad daylight in downtown Nablus, with IDF forces and special forces killing 3 Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade operatives. Now, that operation really caused a lot of outrage among Palestinians. They even threatened to end the security cooperation with Israel. But this string of raids, arrest raids, especially when they happen in daylight, this can't happen without the security cooperation with the Palestinian Authority. And we're definitely seeing this continuing because at the end of the day, it's in the interest of the PA to at least, if not actively assist, to allow Israeli forces to crack down against any Hamas activity that undermines their own leadership of within the Palestinians.
That seemingly involves any Hamas activity at all in the West Bank, unacceptable to the Palestinian Authority and Israel, for that matter. The wider picture, though, right now, we've seen another spike of unrest in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood of East Jerusalem. We see Hamas chiming in on that, reports indicating they're firing rockets into the sea again, threatening gestures right now, on top of their words of threats right now to Israel. Where does the wider picture seem to be going against the Palestinians?
Right, so from one flashpoint in Jenin to the other in Sheikh Jarrah, which is definitely a tinderbox which is leading this latest escalation. You mentioned correctly Hamas doing a testing, firing rockets into the sea. That's pretty much all they can do from Gaza at the moment. What they're trying, we're seeing on Palestinian social media, they're really trying to flare up the Sheikh Jarrah area. Back in May, they tried to use that as an excuse to launch a military operation, firing rockets against Israel. We see that they're trying to use this again within Gaza. They're very limited. This morning, we're hearing reports from the Palestinian newspaper El-Quds that Egyptian sources are saying that they've turned both to the Israeli side and the Palestinian side, Hamas, saying that neither side wants an escalation, but we're definitely seeing, even if it's not coming out of Gaza, in the West Bank, Hamas is trying to flare up the situation, and this comes ahead of a very, very sensitive time. Next month, 3 big holidays, Easter, Ramadan, and Passover, all together in 1 month. That has definitely more potential for flare-up.
Certainly a lot of moving pieces with that. Ariel, Oseran, thanks for breaking it down.